In this video, we'll show the combined method feature of SimCenter TestLab Neo and how to expose some of the parameters to make it easier to process data. To do so, we'll start with an example process. Here I have some run-up data, so I might want to calculate a spectral map. Put the method over here. And on that spectral map, I can say I want to track on this channel, the RPM channel, so the TACO, and I want to do that over a certain RPM range. And then I might say, well, I want to cut some orders from that, so I'll grab some order sections, drop it over here. And these order sections, depending on what I'm testing, there might be certain key orders I need to track. A combination like that, 2nd, 5th, 31, and 67th. And then I might want to make this process a little bit more refined. So for example, maybe I want to process acceleration and vibration a little bit differently. So I could grab a split method from this library. Notice I can drop that right on this line and it inserts itself into the process. And here I could say, let's separate acceleration and sound. I'll take acceleration, and acceleration will go this way, and I want that to be a 1 Hertz resolution for acceleration. I could grab these two methods, Control-C, Control-V, put them over here, and then all other data, like sound data, would come over here, and maybe I want to process that with a 4 Hertz resolution. And then in the end, I want to bring that to Excel. So I can do that as well. Now I have my process. It's a bit busy, so this is where the combined method can come in. I could grab several of these methods, right-click, New Combined Method, and say Super Process. I'm going to combine all these methods into just one combined super method. And if I double-click on it, I can see all the processes contained there within, and then I can come back out. And this, I can make it available to other people to process by putting it into the library over here. When you add a combined method like that, if you go to the combined method section, you'll see this super process, which you can add to any process. So that's good, made things a lot simpler, but if I go in here, let's say the orders I want to process change. So I might have 5, 8, and 9 now. Well, when I change it here, it does not change over here. So I would have to grab these orders and then paste them over here. And I'd have to be sure anytime I modified this process to change both of these order sections. There's a little bit more efficient way of doing that. If I come back out, I can highlight this method, and there's this toolbox here, and I can say, let's edit this method. And inside the method, I'd like to maybe be able to change things. I can go in, and I can go to this order sections, and now there's this configure parameters. I'll click on that. Comes up with a pretty big list of parameters that can be set throughout all these methods. Notice there's one for order sections that corresponds to here, and one for order sections 1 that corresponds over here, and each of these you can define orders for. And so one of the things I can do to make things a little bit easier is with this orders, if I scroll over, I can make that orders a link, and I can link it to the parameter in the other order sections, right? So this is order sections.1 here, and I've linked it to order sections, and by doing that, now if I click here, I can see it's 5, 8, and 9, I can edit it, but this order sections I cannot edit or change. And when I change order sections, which I link to some other order like 4, for example, notice it becomes 4 under the other order sections automatically, and it's grayed out. So that's very convenient. Now I just have to change order sections in one place. I could go a step further with this configure parameters again, And I could say under orders, in the original order sections, there's a little checkbox exposed. And by doing that, if I go back out now and I click on this method, it actually put the order number out here. And now if I change it, something like 10th, it'll actually change it for me in both places inside this combined method. And that's an example of how combined methods, along with parameter configuration, can make processing a bit easier in SimCenter TestLab Neo. Thank you.